You can sit in a church every week, say the right words, and still miss God completely. Because sometimes the things that look the most spiritual are the things that quietly pull us away from real faith. A person can pray every night. They can memorize verses. They can talk about God with confidence. But what if some of those actions are only creating the appearance of faith? What if looking spiritual and actually knowing God are two completely different things? For thousands of years, humans have searched for ways to connect with something greater than themselves. Ancient civilizations built temples. People created rituals. Communities formed traditions. But history shows us something interesting. Humans can become experts at practicing religion while forgetting the reason behind it. The Bible repeatedly warns about this danger. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus criticized people who performed religious actions to be seen by others. He wasn't attacking prayer. He wasn't attacking worship. He was exposing something deeper, a heart that wants attention more than transformation. So what are the things that can look spiritual but actually become distractions? The first one is doing religious actions without changing your heart. A person can know every worship song. They can repeat every Christian phrase. They can appear incredibly faithful. The ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle wrote about the importance of character. He believed repeated actions shape who we become. Modern psychologists agree with this idea. Research on habits shows that behaviors can become automatic. You can do something repeatedly without deeply thinking about why you do it. And this can happen spiritually too. Someone can pray because they feel they have to. They can read the Bible because they feel guilty if they don't. They can attend church because they fear judgment. But God is not searching for perfect routines. He is searching for a genuine relationship. Because a person can clean the outside of a cup while ignoring what is inside. The second thing that can look spiritual but isn't is chasing knowledge without obedience. Learning about God is valuable. Studying Scripture is important. Understanding history can strengthen faith. But knowledge alone does not transform someone. The Bible describes this problem in James 1:22. It says people should be doers of the word, not hearers only. A person can listen to hundreds of sermons. They can watch endless Christian videos. They can debate theology for hours. But if nothing changes in how they treat others, their knowledge becomes empty. Imagine someone studying exercise for years. They watch every fitness documentary. They memorize every workout. But they never move. Would their body actually change? Information can explain transformation, but only action creates transformation. The third thing is using Christianity only when life becomes difficult. Many people search for God during moments of pain, and that is not wrong. Throughout history, suffering has caused people to ask deeper questions. The psychologist Viktor Frankl, who survived terrible suffering during World War II, wrote about humanity's need for meaning. He discovered that people can endure incredible hardship when they have purpose. But faith is not meant to be only an emergency button. God is not supposed to be someone we remember only when everything falls apart. A relationship built only during problems is not a strong relationship. The same is true spiritually. Faith grows during ordinary moments, during normal days, during quiet decisions nobody else sees. Because who you become in private reveals what you truly value. The fourth thing is performing kindness only to appear good. Helping others is one of the most important parts of Christianity. Jesus repeatedly taught people to love their neighbors. But motivation matters. Two people can perform the exact same action. One does it because they genuinely care. The other does it because they want praise. The outside looks identical, but the heart is completely different. In psychology, researchers study this idea through motivation. They examine whether people act from internal values or external rewards. When your actions depend completely on being noticed, your faith becomes controlled by other people's opinions. But when your actions come from love, they continue even when nobody is watching. Because true goodness does not need an audience. The fifth thing is confusing emotions with spiritual growth. A powerful worship song can create strong emotions. A moving sermon can bring tears. A spiritual experience can feel incredible. And those moments can be meaningful. But feelings alone cannot measure growth. The human brain is designed to respond strongly to music, stories, and emotional experiences. Neuroscientists have studied how music activates areas connected to emotion and memory. But feeling close to God in one moment does not automatically mean your life is changing. A tree is not judged by one beautiful leaf. It is judged by the fruit it produces over time. Real spiritual growth appears through patience, through forgiveness, through humility, through love. So how can someone know if their faith is becoming real? Maybe the question is not, do I look spiritual? Maybe the better question is, am I becoming more like Christ? Because appearances can fool people. They can even fool ourselves. A person can build a perfect religious image while their heart stays untouched. But God has always looked deeper than appearances. Thousands of years ago, humans built impressive temples. They created ceremonies. They created symbols. But the message of Christianity was different. It was never mainly about creating an impressive outside. It was about changing what is happening inside. The greatest danger in faith is not always rejecting God. Sometimes it is creating a version of faith that feels comfortable, but never changes you. A fake plant can look beautiful from a distance, but it cannot grow. It cannot produce fruit. It cannot become alive. And maybe that is the question every believer has to ask. Or am I actually growing? Because real faith is not measured by how spiritual you appear. It is measured by how much your life is transformed.